Okay.
Right? So YouTube will look at him, and sometimes they'll go, no, there's no copyright infringement here.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. Because
Yes. What would you even strike him over, John, you idiot? Of course you haven't. So this is what John writes to YouTube in March of 2022. It is my show, which is unlisted and behind my paywall. I charge money for this material. Nobody is allowed to use my work that is behind a paywall ever without my permission. This person is making money off of my content that is behind my paywall. That is copyright infringement. So my favorite part about that, of course, is the fact that he's telling YouTube what copyright infringement is. That is copyright infringement. They're just like, we're YouTube. Don't fucking mansplain copyright to us. So this is the response I get from YouTube to me. It says, we received the copyright infringement notification below regarding your videos. We believe your content is protected by fair use, fair dealing, or a similar exception to the copyright protection. We are writing to let you know we do not plan to remove your videos at this time. You have control over the availability of videos on your channel, including the ability to delete them if you choose. I did not! I will not! Promise you that.
If you own a home in Westchester County or...
So let me just play that again now that I've just shown you all of that evidence.
Lady K, I never struck. The only thing I did was when he posted my book on Patreon.
But he never did.
That is the thing.
Patreon.
And when he goofed to my kids.
All right. So let's remind everybody, those are the YouTube strikes. He also put copyright strikes on Patreon. And I had to take a bunch of videos down off of Patreon for some time till we got that all sorted out. He also tried to get my Patreon taken down by saying that there were racist words in my Discord, which is against Patreon's terms of service. I know I've talked about...
He's a whiny little vindictive bitch. This guy, I'm so glad. Keep him off the internet, guys. We don't need this asshole. You got enough material for years.
Number of times, people get confused. They forget that John tried to take my livelihood away from me. He tried very hard to do that. I have a call with Patreon. He was very excited about all of that. And now, only a year removed from that, I don't strike people. I don't take away people's livelihoods. I'm not that guy. I don't do any of that stuff. I mean, unless it's the shit way. But other than that, I don't do that kind of thing.
You see, I always try and help people, because what else are we here for?
So then, Cardiff joins the show. And this is great because John's so gun-shy when it comes to bringing guests on the show. And he's all worried that Cardiff's going to come on there and show a girl shitting or play the N-word over and over again. You know, whatever it is, it's hilarious.
Potato porn.
Yeah, it's going to get him taken down. So Cardiff has a gag ready to go. And John freaks out and takes Cardiff off the screen.
This is great.
Cardiff, you're not going to do anything bad to me and my channel. I just removed my strike.
No.
You promise?
Promise.
Okay. Now what's that? Oh, there you go.
Anal.
What?
It's just a joke. It just says anal. You're not going to get struck for anal.
I know, but could you just put it back to normal, please?
Okay, there you go.
You know, I mean, look, man, like, you know what's going on now. Now, look.
He had the word anal behind him. And, oh, Jesus. There we go again. I like that putting it back to normal is having the background with that giant poster making fun of John.
Yeah. Please just put the poster of me back up.
I know it's because you worship me. All right, well, can I explain all 17 jokes in that then? All right, so John took the strike off of Cardiff's channel. And actually, I don't want to confuse people, but Cardiff's here. He might be able to add to this discussion. So I'll bring him in. Hey, what's up, Cardiff?
Allegedly.
Okay, yeah. He did take the strike away, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what he hasn't done is remove the strike from El Harible's video. And he's going to explain why that hasn't happened. And what John proves here is this video that he claims he owns a copyright on, that he's ready to go to court over and sue over. He has not even seen it. He doesn't even know what's in this video.
Yeah, but no. You did that show with Tukey trashing, you know, the anti-trans shit and the fucking racist shit about my ex-wife's husband.
I didn't do that show.
Oh, I thought you did do that show.
No.
Listen to this guy. He's drowning. Wet brain, wet head. This guy's all wet. Genetically superior, hemorrhoids, anal warts, genital warts, all kinds of diseases, and midget, fat, and stupid. Genetically superior, yeah. He says that all the time. Unbelievable.
Oh.
Oh, I thought you were on that show.
No.
Oh, all right. Well, I got bad intel then.
You have no intel.
Was it Ralph?
No.
Okay.
Cardiff wasn't on the show, and neither was Tukey. And John keeps saying Tukey. Now I just finally realized he's not even seen this video that he's all upset about and claiming all these things about it. El Harible was on there with Husey, that Aussie guy, and OJ, and they were watching the videos. And the entire time, now I can't speak for Husey, but that's international law, so I don't know what you're going to do about that. But the entire time, OJ and El Harible were complimenting John's children and more analyzing what they were saying and what that meant about John as a father and John as a husband and where the family was at.
This was the kids reading speeches at their mother's wedding to Aaron. And John called Aaron names, and Susanna too. But they read speeches at the wedding, which John was excommunicated from. And that's what he's all upset about. Because they said they're finally in a safe environment, have a responsible adult, and help for their mother, and all good stuff. And John was butthurt. His pussy hurts.
It had nothing to do with anti-trans or racism. And John keeps playing this card. He hasn't even seen the video. He doesn't even know what he's talking about. He just proved it.
It was too painful to watch.
How insane is that? Oh, I got bad intel. It's on Rumble. Go watch it. If you want to know what you're suing people over, you might want to know.
He's not suing anyone.
No, I know. This bluff is so bad, too. He's like,
People will super chat or email him. Whatever they say, he believes, and he reacts to it. So, and he doesn't do his own research. He can't even watch a couple of videos. Other people have to tell him. Whatever they say, he believes. Dumbass.
listen, I don't want to have to go down to the place and file this Thursday at 8 a.m. Not Thursday at 8 a.m., but okay.
The one address he didn't have on hand was the courthouse
Right,
address.
yeah, it's the one he...
They're the ones weaponizing this shit. Why are you fucking saying I am? They are the ones attacking me. They're the ones sending delivery guys wanting me to pay $50 for shit I didn't want.
Say it, don't spray it.
So, John comes from a show called The Howard Stern Show. And there was a time when Howard was going after Chevy Chase relentlessly. And Howard never told the listeners to fuck with Chevy Chase. He just talked about him, called him.
He just made it look like it was fun to do.
But then the listeners started to fuck with Chevy Chase and Rosie O'Donnell, and the list goes on and on and on. I don't remember ever, and I listened to a lot of Howard, not every episode. I don't remember ever Stuttering John walking into the studio and going, "Hey, Howard, I know that you're not telling people to do this stuff, but they're doing it. Maybe we should lay off these people, you know."
When O&A would do Jocktober, the pests, their followers, would put up billboards and spend money to harass these people. And they go on their Facebook page and shut it down. They'd porn bomb them. Nobody asked them to. They were just, that's why they're called pests. And for years, I think Anthony can still get them to do stuff today. It's crazy.
Even though they're a public figure and they put themselves out there, what you're doing right now is actually encouraging people to do things you're not even telling them to do. Maybe you should stop.
My argument couldn't have been more perfect.
Yeah. I know. You go, I don't know Carl's address. You knew exactly what you were putting up on the screen and leaving there for all that time. People are doxing me in your chat.
Just because you don't remember it doesn't mean you didn't do it.
Right. That's the other thing, too. He claims he's innocent of all these things, even though he's admitted to everything in just this one episode.
Yeah, right.
All right. So, John claims that I gave out his address. And this is really annoying to me. John puts these things together in his head and he just repeats them over and over again. Thank God Cardiff's there to explain that he's lying about this. Now, John and I had a phone conversation.
You know how many times I hear that? Thank God Cardiff was there.
Thank God Cardiff was there. John and I had a quick phone conversation months ago where we talked about the houses that we had just bought in Florida. And we both came to the realization at that time that we lived close by to each other. We're like, wow. I mean, neither of us knew that. And we both went, wow. You know who did know?
The only time John's address was doxed or given out was when he did it. He's so stupid, he did it on Zillow, and he did it on his phone, and he did it on his emails. He doxes himself. He's a moron.
That is, of course, Vince the lawyer, because he's up everyone's fucking ass and all their business all the time. So Vince was slow playing it, as he does, and I was in a text thread with him, and Vince is like, is it true, these rumors that you and John have homes near each other in Florida? And I already seen people post that in the subreddits and things like that. So all I did was write back and I go, I know, how fucking crazy is that John and I would both be located so close to each other, and what are the chances? It doesn't even make sense. It's impossible to have happen. I didn't say, I know, he lives at Northeast 15th Street and I'm on
They're walking distance to each other.
12th Road, and can you believe it's only this many? And I'm circling maps. None of that. I didn't say where we lived. I said Cape Coral.
Yeah.
Pretty big area.
Cape Coral, what are the odds?
Yeah, I mean, it's still crazy, but I didn't say any addresses. I didn't leak any information. John's acting like not only did I put out his address, I put it on the internet. No, I said in a text thread to Vince, Shuley, and Tukey that isn't it crazy that we live near each other? We both bought new houses near each other in Florida, but John remembers it very differently.
For me. And I don't want your address out there. Unfortunately, it is.
Guess who gave Vince my address?
You put your Florida house on this show. You put the address up.
Carl released. Carl
You were showing off the list that you were showing.
No, John. Vince already knew. That's why he asks the question.
Yeah.
Do you guys live near each other? Yes, we do. I knew that he already knew. This is what Vince does. And he's acting like I'm the one who had this crazy reveal that no one ever figured out.
He's a fucking lunatic.
He is.
Can you imagine, like people say when you pass away, your life flashes before your eyes?
Yeah.
It's gonna be all new information to John. He's not gonna remember
I did it
anything
once.
that he ever fucking did.
Yeah.
What a fucking dick.
And this is one day after we revealed on WATP this whole thing that he's been getting played this whole time when he thought he had the upper hand and he was getting over on everyone. And then we bring in the anonymous Tim to come on and say, no, I've been playing him through multiple accounts. He thinks I gained his trust. He thinks this, he thinks that. We totally revealed all of this. A day later, he's on there. But you would think he would be like,
Tim Dransky, anagram for my trans kid, was trolling him directly, DMing him, talking to him. He also played a chick on a dating site that John was hot for. Genius work.
all right, maybe this internet thing's not for me. I'm gonna
It's
like
hard to put one over on me.
the drop king over there.
Carl released.
You were showing off the listing. You were showing off your house in Florida, and you showed the Zillow listing with your address.
No, Carl had
Everybody
already.
had it. No. Well before you showed this address. You probably hadn't even bought the house yet, and you put that address up.
Just shows how stupid this guy is.
How did I put it up? It was on top of my screen.
Yes.
Yeah. you
Fair
see-
enough. I don't. I'm not technically savvy.
It's called
I'll never say I am.
pre-doxing. No, I know, but then don't blame everyone else for what you did.
What? No.
Technically savvy, you're not anything savvy. You're a moron.
Vince.
He forces us to talk about and research
Yeah.
and view over and over again.
You did it to yourself, you idiot.
But John literally thinks, because he gets the worst legal counsel in the history of the world, he literally thinks it doesn't matter if there's a copyright or anything like that. He wants to expose this video because he's going to win in the court of public opinion.
No, TMZ is not going to report on my fucking.
If the announcer of the Tonight Show it goes to court against a puppet,
Good,
TMZ
and then that
will be there
puppet,
every day.
and then that puppet is good. Everybody will see this guy saying anti-trans and racist shit. And guess what? The court of public opinion is not going to be on his side.
That's more important than your kids not seeing themselves
Court of public opinion means nothing. It's what the judge says, stupid.
in a courtroom video being made fun of by a puppet.
Oh,
You're not weighing this out properly.
But why is it? It's not my business. I don't give a shit. Why is it John's business? Why is it anyone's business? And why would you get
They
the
don't
guy
even know
fired?
each other. They never worked there at the same time.
Right. Doesn't even make fucking sense. They tried to do that. And then I was just scrolling through some old episodes from 2019 of Stuttering John. They're talking about Derek Jones, who's a writer for the Howard Stern show. And John's on there with Royce talking about how he should get fired. John's always trying to get people fired, trying to get me taken off of Patreon, which would essentially be me getting fired. So he's lying.
And me.
Yeah, and producer Chris.
That
as well.
clip is maddening
Yes.
because he is denying his involvement in all of his problems.
Yep.
Your online presence is the problem. Everything that you've done online has led to everything that's happening to you, and the fact that you think that you're the hero of your own story and you can't see that you're actually the villain is your whole problem.
Yeah,
That's
I know.
his whole.
That's why we're all having so
that's
much
his
fun.
whole mentality.
Yeah.
And he'll never realize that.
Well, and I've said this a bunch of times on the show, and I'll say it again. This is not just true for Stuttering John. It's true for everyone in the world. Whatever's happening.
have some drinks. And if not, tell me what you think's. Maybe have some dinner. Maybe have some lunch. Either way, we'll be winners.
This idiot thinks he's talented.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Even if it's just the
Captain
Bloody
Crunch.
Mary and brunch. Okinawa.
Oh,
Okinawa.
He has no idea.
It's insane.
That's absurd.
did you mention bad rhythm?
Yeah, no, I didn't. But I
Okay,
should have.
I'd like to
started
talk
doing it
then.
like this. He's like, and now 3-4, and now back to 4.
Oh, my finger.
He's no Harrison Young, that's for sure.
No, definitely not. All right. Put a few back, and now he's watching the old Channel 9 show, and he's reminiscing about what a star he was, and how popular he was, and how everyone loved him on the Howard Stern show. He's just sitting there watching. It's so sad. But this part in particular, I wanted to point out.
Some of us on the show don't know whether it's a guy or a girl. On tonight's show, Stuttering John, we're going to go out.
First of all, what is with Howard's hair, man?
Howard's
I mean,
here.
That is the worst hairdo.
Look at John's hair, and he's saying something about hair. Come on. And listen how his voice has changed. He's like this now, and then he used to be like normal. All from alcohol, and whippets, and cocaine.
Oh, look at Stuttering John wearing an NYU shirt. That would be
That proves he went to NYU.
odd to wear an NYU shirt if you didn't
And have NYU rings you can buy anywhere, you dumbass.
graduate.
No, it
Not
wasn't.
really.
Not at all.
Anybody
I
can
have
get one
at
in a
least-
gift shop.
I have at least 3
I was in
college
Michigan a couple
sweatshirts.
months ago, and
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
wearing my Michigan hat the other day.
I don't play for Slayer.
But also, if you've ever been on a college campus, the undergrads are all wearing the clothes of the university
Yeah, yeah.
they go to.
Anybody could buy it.
Yeah, of course. That's part of the deal.
And you both look like Gilda Radner.
So-
You and Howard.
Yeah, I wouldn't
So
go calling
the way
out
this-
hair right then.
Yeah.
The way this all started is there was some website where it had the NYU graduates who were famous, and there's an asterisk next to John's name, and it said, didn't graduate. And so...
Wikipedia, not some website.
Oh, was it Wikipedia? Okay.
And John said the asterisk meant they had a website. The person. What a dumbass. He makes up lies and he thinks people are going to believe it.
Who's Wikipedia?
Okay,
Yeah.
No one's ever heard of that.
So Shuli and the gang, and listen, there could be incorrect information on Wikipedia. Trust me, I know firsthand. So Shuli and the gang started running with that, and John got very upset. And for a week and a half straight, was screaming about how he definitely has a degree, and how could he be a substitute teacher without a degree? And I thought we were all just having some fun with it because the way he was reacting to it, just like, oh, okay, yeah, he's not responding well. Let's fucking lay into it. Well, then I get this note from a guy who used to be a reporter for a pretty big newspaper, and he's no longer in that position, but he knows how to do fact checking. In fact, that was his job for a while in the newsroom, was to go through and check sources and make sure that the information was correct in the articles they were producing. I'll leave all of the names out of this, and asked, hey, we're doing this story about stuttering John Melendez. We just want to check and see if he got a degree from NYU or not. And she writes back and she goes, okay, thanks for contacting us. I'll just need the person's date of birth. And okay, yep, this is the person's name. This is the year they graduated. This is the date of birth. And she writes back. It says, hi, our records don't show a degree for a John Edward Melendez with the date of birth of... And then asks what publication it's for. The person's like, well, it's a freelance thing. We're shopping it around. Anyway, the point is...
Nudes Max.
The point is...
Dabble.
NYU says there's no record of a degree for this retard right here. Stuttering John
Did you just break news here, John? Carl?
Yes.
Was that breaking news?
We're breaking news. Hit it.
I don't know. I don't have a breaking news drop. I just was asking a question.
There's some fact checking.
There is some fact checking today. So, wow. NYU is saying he didn't graduate. Now, Cardiff went on a whole thing about what year did he graduate, as if you know some information. I don't know if you want to...
Do you?
Yeah, no. I wait till my sources are confirmed.